morning what we would do is have a quick plotted history of the story of Joseph. And I'm going to do it with a little bit of help from some friends. I came up with this last night. and put it together this morning, and so I'm hoping it works. If not, you'll just get a laugh at me. Okay, so our story starts in Canaan, where Joseph lived with his dad Jacob and his older brothers. But Joseph saw himself as a bit of a smarty. And so one day, Jacob called the family together to give Joseph a gift. Now, it was full of all sorts of colours, together with a rainbow belt. It was a special coat, a marvellous creation. Go ahead and try it on, Jacob said. So Joseph tried it on and gave a twirl. Joseph revelled in his coat and meant he gave his smarty pants ego a bit of a boost. But the brothers weren't very happy. A whisper rippled among them, saying, "What are we going to do about it?" A short while later, Joseph came to his brothers and said, "I've had a dream. Cadbury's don't do dream anymore. Have a sleep for this morning. We were all collecting sheaves of corn in the field, but my sheaf was the biggest, taller than a double-decker. And all your sheaves bowed down to mine." The brothers were not happy. This was no picnic for them. Then Joseph shared another dream. This time his vision was of the galaxy and of the whole Milky Way, stars, sun and moon, all bowing down to him. So the brothers whispered to each other, "We need to get rid of him." So one day they captured Joseph and threw him in a rocky pit. But then some foreign travellers came by. Maybe they were selling Turkish delight. And the brothers had an idea. They spoke to the travellers and sold Joseph as a slave for gold coins. "There's been a mix-up," Joseph shouted. But no one was listening, and Joseph couldn't break away. So Joseph was taken to Egypt. But there were no aeroplanes, so Joseph probably walked, tied to one of the travellers' caramels. In Egypt, there was a statue of a Kit Kat, though the locals called it a sphinx. Running out of space. Joseph became a slave to Potiphar, who had plenty of bounty because Joseph really was a bit of a smarty. Potiphar liked him and even put him in charge of all Potiphar's gold. But Potiphar's wife was a bit of a teaser. And while we won't talk about the Snickers, let's just say Potiphar's wife was up to her old Twix. And got Joseph in trouble for something he didn't do. Now Potiphar was angry and shouted to Joseph, "Time out! You're going to prison for what you've done." Prison reminded Joseph of the rocky pit his brothers had thrown him into. Now, while in prison, Joseph had an encounter with a butler and a baker who had dreams themselves. And Joseph gave an interpretation, but soon they left the prison. And a few years later, someone came to Joseph and told him that Joseph could tell him what he meant. So Joseph got to the palace, and Pharaoh told him the dreams. First, there were 7 cows grazing on the banks of the Nile. They were fat and producing plenty of full milk bottles. But then, 7 skinny, sick cows came, and they got the munchies and ate the fat cows. Then, Pharaoh told Joseph a second dream. Now, 7 ears of corn were growing on one stalk. They were good and they were strong. But next, 7 thin and curly-whirly stalks grew up and knocked the good corn over like Skittles. Oh, Joseph, go ahead and tell me what it means, said Pharaoh. Pharaoh, well, Pharaoh, said Joseph, your dreams are of a concerning topic. But God has revealed what is about to happen. The 7 cows and corn mean 7 years. And there will be 7 years of bounty across Egypt. But then there will be 7 years of famine. The land will go dry and crunchy, and the whole land will flake out with hunger. But there is a way to sort this out, said Joseph. Appoint someone to oversee the storing of food from the first 7 years. Pilot higher than a double-decker!
Yay!
To get Egypt through the famine. Pharaoh turned to Joseph and said, if this is true, you're a hero. I'm going to give you mint imperial responsibilities over Egypt to oversee the work. So Joseph did. He was given a gold chain and set to work. And news that he had interpreted Pharaoh's dream rippled as a whisper across the land. Years later, famine hit. But Egypt was okay because of the work Joseph had overseen. But what of Joseph's brothers? Well, they were about to flake out, hungry from the famine. So Jacob sent brothers to Egypt with plenty of bounty to pay for some food for the family. When they got to Egypt, they didn't recognise Joseph, but Joseph recognised them. And Joseph remembered his own dreams of sheaves and the Milky Way, stars, sun and moon, all bowing down before him. But now he realised that that wasn't to boost his ego, but because he could save his family. So he placed a gold cup in Benjamin's sack and accused them of stealing. The other brothers said there'd been a mix-up. And a long story short, finally, Joseph told the brothers who he was and invited them and all the family to Egypt. And at that, there was a celebration.
Yay!